Hello, you are listening to the annual Millionaire survey that we conduct here at the Templeton Group. Hello, and welcome to the My Father Said podcast, where we discuss all things faith, finance, and family. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan. I'm both a father and a son.
Hey, everyone. I'm Robert. I'm his dad. I'm my dad's son. We look forward to the program we have for you today.
Yeah. If you are joining us for the first time, this is the second installment that we have done. Each year we are doing a survey of millionaires here in the area, local to South Carolina, and just learning, some of the thought processes, behaviors, and disciplines that they had that helped them to get to the millionaire mark. And so today we are going to go over that survey. So
that's right. We got this idea from the Millionaire Next Door series, I believe 2 books that were written. And the Millionaire Next Door was based on a national survey. But here in the Southeast, we know Southerners do things a little bit different, and they do it their own way. So that's why we brought it closer in. Yeah, we do it correctly here.
Yeah, we do it correctly.
Yeah, we do it here with barbecue.
Hey, have you ever seen South Carolina be riddled by wildfires?
No, I have not.
No, but it happens all the time in California.
Yes, it does. But let's be grateful that does not happen here. All we get is tornadoes and hurricanes. Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair. Well, cool. Well, we'll get into it. For reference, we asked 55 millionaires that are local to the South Carolina area to answer these questions, and so we'll jump right into it. We asked them, obviously, how old are you? If you're a millionaire now, how old are you? Fully 31% of millionaires we talked to are between the ages of 51 and 60, and then 56% of the people we asked are from ages 61 to 70. So, if you're
almost old.
Yeah, if you almost old, not quite, because 50, you'd still say 50 is pretty young, right?
Yeah, I personally would say that, yes. Yeah, I personally would say that. Since I don't see that decade anymore, I would definitely say that.
So it's the cool thing about that is, of the people we interviewed, we didn't see anybody that was in their 30s or 40s becoming millionaires, but in the grand scheme of things, people getting to millionaire status in their 50s, that's really young. People in their 50s sometimes will still work another 10, 15 years, and they're already at that millionaire mark. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I think for the people who do the dollar cost averaging, consistent commitment to their retirement plan, their 401k contributions and things like that, for the people who put in, like 10% or more of their income, and then they stay consistent. They don't borrow from it. They don't play around with the allocations. They get a good allocation. They stick to it and stand to it. I believe statistics show that the first time entering into the 7-figure mark for those individuals is normally in their late 40s, believe it or not. So that's a good plan. Yeah. That's a good plan. It's steady and consistent. It is really and truthfully dollar cost averaging. And it might be in here, but dollar cost averaging is really and truthfully, I'm going to make a profound statement that you can take to your broker. Dollar cost averaging is the simplest way known to man to accumulate wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the simplest way.
And to just reiterate one of the things that Dave Ramsey has always said is more people have become millionaires from their 401k than anything else. And it's just because of that consistent week in, month out, whatever, contributions into the 401k. Kind of set it and forget it. So, all right. So of the millionaires that we asked, we asked them what age did they first reach millionaire status. 56% got to the millionaire status between ages 51 and 60. And then going off of what you said, people hitting the 7-figure mark, 6% of the people we talked to hit it in their 40s. And then over that, people, in their 60s and 70s, about 31% of those millionaires hit the status at that age.
And you know what I get from that? The ones who hit it in their 40s, late 40s, if you do just simple compounding interest and say if they're averaging 10% a year, that money doubles every 7 years. So if this 40-year-old hits $1 million, say at age 48, then gosh, by the time he's in his 60s, that 1 million, if he stays true to his plan, he's $4 million.
Yeah. And that's one of the things Warren Buffett said one time is he said, my first million was the hardest to make. And then after that, all the other millions have been relatively easy.
You know, you have named two people today, this Ramsey guy and this Buffett guy. I have never heard of these people. Who are these people?
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. All right. This is another good one. What percentage of your income do you, if you're currently working, or did you put away if you were retired each year? 68% of the millionaires we talked to put in 10 to 20%, and then 25% put in 20% of their income or more. Less than 10%, 6% people put less than 10% of their income in. So that's telling us the vast majority of millionaires that we've talked to, they're putting away double digits worth of their income into investments.
And that goes along with the recommendation. And I think the recommendation is based off of studies. Generally, what we try to get our clients to do is have a starting point, or I should say an ultimate starting goal to achieve, because everybody can't do it just right out the gate. We like for our clients to be putting aside as a starting goal 15%.
Yeah.
Now, you can only do 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever because you're getting your finances in order. We understand that, but we don't want you to settle for 3, 4, or 5. We want you to get up to the 15. I know there's a well-known group over in Franklin, Tennessee, the Money Guys.
Oh, yep.
And their recommendation is 25%.
That's good for them.
And it's a good argument that they make for that. So I think it's great. But the way you get there, though, is you've got to control your expenditures. If you don't control your expenditures, then you're going to get into a world of mess. I had a phone call before I got in here today from a client, and they were calling on behalf of somebody else. And they had made the comment, they said to me, hey, we know someone who has $18,000 in credit card debt, and they're in a tight fix. And what I was anticipating them to say to me is, we want to pull money out of our account to pay it. And then I was going to get on my soapbox. But they surprised me. They said, do you have any recommendations for them? I said, well, yeah, the first one would be to quit using the credit card. That would be the first one. The second one would be not spending money they don't have. But then we just started discussing ways to come up with the monies. And the point is for whoever that is that they're talking about, if they're having to figure out a way to pay on the credit card, they have no way of putting money aside.
Right, yeah.
And so they're going to be one of the ones that if they want to have a very decent retirement, they're going to be one of the ones that as they get older, the percentage required for them out of their paycheck to set aside is going to be much greater than it is if you're younger and you start practicing good financial habits sooner than later.
Yep. The younger you are and you start investing, time is your best friend. Time is more important than how much you're actually putting away.
That's right, especially if you're working with the Templeton Group.
That's right. Yes. That's right. All right. I like this episode.
Cheap plug.
I like this question. What was your highest level of education that you got? Every single one of the millionaires we talked to, they had some sort of education after high school, but the vast majority, 50% of the people we talked to had a bachelor's degree. 25% had an associate's degree, and 12% had some college. So the great thing is these are not very, doctorate educated or PhD educated people that have reached millionaire status. So regardless of what your education is, you can still hit that number.
That is surprising. We didn't have anybody with just high school?
Of the
that is
55
surprising.
we talked to.
That would be surprising.
Now, some college, so their highest level would have been high school. So, and that was, Yeah,
because I know there's people out there that has not gone into secondary education that has done very well for themselves. generally they are people who they have a niche, they have a hobby that they turned into a career, and because they are employers or they're self-employed, hard work is required. They've developed good habits and they've invested wisely. They've invested in some opportunities. I know that they have done very well. So I'm surprised that the millionaires that responded to our survey, I'm surprised that nobody said high school only.
Yeah.
That's surprising. I'd be interested to continue with that question on our survey each year.
Yeah.
Just to see if that stays consistent.
All right. Next question. What industry were you in and what made you to pursue a career in that field? The heart of the question is we wanted to see if there was any specific trend or industry where the majority of our people reach the millionaire status. And what we found is no. I don't think there's a single one in here that was said twice.
It's all over the board.
Yeah, maintenance, energy, education, graphic arts, janitorial, project management, customer service, textiles, optometry. That's a pretty good one. But I mean, all over manufacturing, food and bev, tool sales. This goes to show, at least in South Carolina, as long as you're disciplined, you can reach millionaire status in just about any field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true. And keep in mind, this, I would say, you said how many was it? 55 that responded to this?
55, yep.
All right, so with the 55, I would say that this is a narrow example or an illustration or representative of all incomes. Because I know in reading in the Millionaire Next Door, they did that question, and it turned out that the vast majority or the highest percentage of millionaires who were not athletes or professional celebrities turned out to be people who worked in the finance field, financial, like what you do.
Sure.
And those are the ones who seem to have risen to the top, and then it was business owners. And so what you've got here is you've got people all across the board, which again goes to show that it can be done. And I would imagine when you correlate this to how did they go about reaching this, again, it was all about consistency and devotion to their plan and staying on track. I would imagine, I don't know if you've got those questions in here this time, but I would imagine that's in there, and that's probably what they did.
Yeah. What was your annual income if you're not working anymore, or what is your annual income and what is your net worth? I love this question, and here's why. We had one fella, it's a millionaire. He only made $80,000. We had another person make $92,000. Current net worth is $2.2 million. We had somebody making $35,000 a year, and their net worth is $1.2 million. We had somebody making $60,000. Their net worth is $1.2 million. We had another person that was making $78,000. And then we had a couple of the outliers where somebody's making $125,000 or $150,000, something like that. But again, going off of the same thing with education, any education level, any industry, you can become millionaire. Really, any income level, you can become a millionaire as long as you're consistent and dedicated. Again, that person had $35,000 a year salary.
I would say, too, with the $35,000 salary and the $45,000, I would think that they probably began early, and they stayed committed, and they did not allow life to derail them off of their savings plan.
I'm also curious of the people who had a lower income compared to some of the other ones. I wonder if those would have been the ones that were saying they invested 20% or more. Hey, I've got less to work with, so I have to do a higher percentage.
Wow, that'd be amazing if it did.
I don't know.
It costs a lot of money to live in this country, so yeah, that'd be amazing if it did.
All right, this next one.
They probably still got a car that has the roll-up windows and a cassette player.
What's wrong with that?
I know you don't even know what any of that is. But,
yeah. Did you work for someone else or did you own a business? Fully 75% of the people we talked to worked for someone else. So, the consensus is whether you're an employee or you're the boss, you can still make that millionaire mark.
Wait a minute. According to the Democrats, okay, those evil corporations have all the money, and they are keeping the blue collar guy down in the dump. And what you just said is that 3 out of 4 of those blue collar guys that we spoke that was on our survey were 3 out of every 4 millionaire are actually the blue collar folks.
Yep.
Democrats ain't gonna like that.
Nope.
They could change that in the IRS code.
They probably won't hear about this, though. As big as the My Father Said podcast is, they probably won't hear about it, though.
You're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right.
All right. Another question. Did you inherit any of your wealth? And if so, how much? We had 56% of the millionaires we talked to said that they did not receive anything as an inheritance. And then,
just like you and your brother.
That's right. We won't get a dime because you and Mom are going to spend it. You have made that abundantly clear.
That's exactly right. Y'all aren't even mentioned in the will.
I believe it's just the grandkids.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and even then, there's a stipulation there not to give Mom and Dad, not to y'all, any money.
Less than 10% was an inheritance. So let me rephrase that. 6% of the millionaires we talked to said that less than 10% of their wealth was an inheritance, and then it just gets smaller and smaller. What this is telling us is the vast majority of the millionaires were, for lack of a better word, self-made.
Mm-hmm. They were first generation.
First generation, yep.
First generations, which means that you can do it too.
Anybody
what was
can
that movie had that guy on it out, and he would say it was oh my gosh, it was the one where the guy, he was kind of dopey acting. He was the football player, and he was playing for some team over in Texas, and had the old weird country guy off in the corner going, "You can do it, you can do it."
Oh, Waterboy.
Waterboy, that's it. Yeah. So what we're saying to you is, you can do it, you can do it. Yeah.
That is. I did not have that on my bingo card that was going to come up today.
Yeah, there you go.
That's good. All right. Next question. Did you or do you routinely use credit cards? Now, I don't know if I was expecting this answer, but it makes sense. 87% of the millionaires said that they use a credit card, but they pay off the balance every single month.
Absolutely. If you're going to have a credit card, do not carry debt.
Right.
People who carry debt are losers in society. You're going to be the people who are going to be walking around needing a handout, because eventually credit cards is going to destroy you. If you don't control your spending now, you will not be able to control it in retirement years, and it's going to destroy your retirement.
Right.
And I know folks say don't use it, like our friend Ramsey. He says cut them up. And, I agree with that if you can't control your spending.
Right, yeah.
But then also, if you can control your spending, there's some perks you can get. I remember I got the credit card I got because your mom and I was on a trip, and while we were sitting in the plane flying somewhere in the hours in between destinations, they come across on the line and said, "Hey, if you sign up for this card today and buy a gallon of milk or something like this, we'll give you 60,000 miles." Well, that was a foreign language to me. I didn't know what that meant.
Sure.
But when she brought it into destination language, she said for 60,000 miles, that'd get you a round trip ticket to Hawaii and back. And I went, for a gallon of milk. So I said, sign me up. Now, I haven't been to Hawaii yet, but I will tell you what I've done. I've turned it into a ball game now, because now my miles are kicked up so incredibly that now I make it a game that when I go to the airport and I buy a ticket, in the main in the big part of the plane,
Sure.
just to see with the miles I've got if I get bumped up to first class. And now, more often than not, I get bumped up to first class.
That's good.
Your mom and I do. So it's the darndest thing. I pay for a regular seat and I get bumped up to first class.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's neat. I feel like I'm up there with the wealthy folks.
With the rich
Yeah.
folk. So
they can look at me and say, he doesn't belong. Yeah.
So next question is, do you currently have any debt? 75% said no. 25% said they have a mortgage. 5% said that they have a vehicle loan. So the vast majority of those millionaires either have no debt or they've gotten their mortgage. And I would venture to say that the millionaires that have a mortgage, they're probably the ones that are in their 40s and 50s that are still working. That's what I would venture to say. But
I would concur with that.
Yeah.
Nobody, only 5% have a car payment.
Yeah, and only 5% have a car payment. So vehicles are all paid off. So, which brings us to the next question. What is the typical age of the vehicle you and your family drive? 50% of the millionaires drive a vehicle that is between the ages of 4 and 8 years old. 12% drive a car that is 1 to 3 years old. 31% drive a vehicle that is 9 to 14 years. And then 6% drive a vehicle that is 15 years or older. I drive a 16-year-old vehicle. Oh goodness.
Yeah, I was trying to see where I dropped that in there.
Yeah,
so
where are you at?
I'm in the 9 to 14-year-old for the Audi, and your mom's Lexus is in the 4 to 8-year-old.
All right, so you're in the 31% and the 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the 6%, 15 or older. All right. Next.
Wait a minute. It says that was only one person. So was that you? I mean,
No, I'm not a millionaire. I didn't do that. Oh, that's good. That's funny. All right. So this next question, what size home do you live in? This was great. 3,500 square foot, 3,300 square foot, 2,800, 3,200, 2,200, 2,200, 2,800, 1,700, 3,400, 2,800, 2,300, and on and on and on. The vast majority of these homes that the millionaires are living in, they're not mansions.
right.
They're not, the shack out in the middle of the country, but they're not massive homes either. They're pretty, modest homes, modest size homes.
Yeah, I would say they're moderate, because I think the modest size would be like 1,700 square foot and under. I think so. These are. Yeah, you're right. These are your typical 3 to 4 bedroom homes.
Yeah.
And 2.5, 3.5 baths, just by judging by the square footage. So yeah. So there's not a lot of our millionaires are something that when you're riding down the highway and you see a house off to the side of the road, more than likely you could be looking at a potential millionaire if it just looks like a normal house.
It just looks like a normal house.
Versus if it's this nice, big, huge looking place, you might be looking at a house that's coming with a lot of debt.
Yep. So this is another interesting question. Growing up, were finances something you and your parents discussed? 68% of the millionaires said no, they did not do it, and only 6% said yes, they did it quite frequently.
It's taboo.
Yeah. So we were talking about the millionaires that got their wealth from inheritance versus not inheritance. This is such a good piece of information here, is that someone who has had no communication from their parents about finances can still get to that millionaire mark without inheriting any money. So that's so cool.
Yeah, it means it's possible for everybody.
Yep. Next question. Do you have any estate documents in place? So fully 100% of the millionaires we talk to have a will.
That's smart.
6% have a trust. 40% have financial power of attorney. 46% have medical power of attorney. 40% have healthcare directive, and then none of them have minor children, so they didn't have any guardianship stuff. So I like this one because it's not the glamorous, hey, how do I become a millionaire? How much do I need to put away? What do I need to invest in? This is just good old-fashioned protection.
So they didn't do like Prince. When Prince died without an estate in place, and all of a sudden, people started popping up out of every corner.
I'm related.
and I'm an heir.
Yep.
And so yeah, it's interesting how
Yeah.
that works.
I like this too. Every bit of financial wisdom ultimately is biblical wisdom. And there's a passage in 1 Timothy 5:8, I believe, where it's talking about we are called to provide for our family, and if we don't, we're worse than a non-believer. This is taking care of your family, because if you've got $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, and you pass without estate documents in place, then you're shooting yourself in the foot, because at least they've got time in probate before the people who are dependent on that income can actually get it.
So let me let me hear what you just said. So you just said that if a person has a will, they're taking care of their family. That's what you said.
I think that helps.
Well, that's good, because what you got there then is that is correct, because if you've got a will and you're taking care of your family, and the fact that I have removed you and your brother out of the will, and you're good with that because I'm taking care of my family.
You're taking care of the family.
There you go. I just want to make sure that
Hey,
we're still on.
listen.
And we have this on video. We have it on tape that he said that if you have a will, he doesn't say what is the will saying. He just says if you have a will, you're taking care of your family. That's right, because I'm going to make certain that you and your brother work for a living.
Yeah.
Doggone it.
So that's the thing. The will doesn't have to say I'm going to give everything to my kids, but the fact that everyone around knows that there is a will in place and what they are or are not getting, it's either going to tell me, hey, I've got a nice cushy life waiting on me, or I got to work for the rest of my life.
That's you.
Either way, that's taking care of your family. Scott just gave me this. These are just some of the people that came to get money from Prince after he died.
Really?
Full sister, half sister, half sister, half brother, half brother, half brother. A music publishing company.
So those are the people that got the estate.
Oh, are they really?
Scroll to the last sentence at the little bottom where 45 people.
Holy cow.
Oh, yeah. People who alleged they were related to Prince. As many as 45 people claim to be related to Prince.
Well, you know what? I bought an album of his, Purple Rain.
You probably related.
I'm related. Yes, I'm a dependent, because I put money in there, and I depended on that to get me through some of my high school years.
It took 6 years for the decision to be made.
That's funny. All right. Now, flipping the question on the head. Just a moment ago, we were saying growing up, were finances something you and your parents discussed? Vast majority of them said no. They did not discuss it. Well, flipping it on the head, if you have children, did you or do you talk with them about their finances? 74% said yes, that they talk about it, and then 18% said that they started talking only after the kids were out of the house. So we've got this just mindset shift. Mm-hmm. First generation millionaires are getting the money without an inheritance, and they're starting to talk to their kids about finances more than their parents did.
Yes. Let me give you an example of that, of what that conversation sounds like. So here I am. I've done fairly decent financially in life. Thank you, Lord. And you're my child.
Yes.
So I'm going to talk to you about finances.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting any.
Yep.
Okay.
It's in the will.
End of the story. Yeah, you're not getting any. Now, your mama is trying to give it all to y'all while we're still alive, and I got to put an end to that. But, yes, the way it is right now, we're going to talk finances. You're getting none. Go earn your own. Quit. Don't act like a Democrat. Okay.
Oh, goodness. All right, moving on. What motivated you to pursue wealth? I love these answers. One person just said, I was in my 20s and the company offered a plan. So they just happened to do it, and now they're a millionaire.
There you go. There you go.
Another one, somebody sat through Dave Ramsey's Financial Planning University. One guy said that he didn't have much of a strategy. He just lived on less than what he made. It's pretty good. Somebody wanted to retire and be able to give generously. Somebody said that they grew up poor and they never wanted to be poor again. Let's see. One guy was near bankruptcy after a divorce. He went through Financial Peace University and then started the Baby Step program from Dave Ramsey. And then in 2 years, 1997, he paid off all of his debt and started saving 15%.
He went through a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he's got his will update and accurate.
Yeah, and his life insurance beneficiaries. Apparently, that's super common for people to get divorced and not update their life insurance beneficiary. And ex-wives are getting stuff and they do not.
It is. I've actually had that happen. I have to tell you about that when we get off air.
Oh, nice.
But I actually had that happen.
Okay. All right. I love this one. Somebody wanted to become a millionaire to pass on wealth to my children. I know you didn't answer that.
That's not my answer. I don't know who that is, but that is not my answer.
I think my favorite, though, out of all of these answers is one fella said, the American dream, and it beats being broke.
I would say hoorah. Yes, sirree.
Another one, this fella just wanted to make sure his wife had a secure future. Security. I didn't want to be broke and in debt all my life. So, a lot of this, aside from the guy who was near bankruptcy and had the divorce, the vast majority of these people, they didn't have an earth-shattering event. They just decided one day, hey, I want to be a millionaire, and
they made a decision.
Yep.
They made a decision.
All right. Did you or do you work with a financial advisor? Wow. 87% said yes.
Yay! What a great endorsement for Ryan and me.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
87.
We just happen to be financial advisors.
That's true. It's crazy how that works. But 87% said that they work with an advisor. 12% said no. All right. Now this one was a little interesting to me. Did you or do you work with a CPA? It is dead even. 43% said yes, they work with a CPA. 43% said that they do not. And then 12% said yes, but only after they had amassed the majority of their wealth. That was surprising to me because I would figure that the vast majority of our millionaires were working with a CPA.
Yeah, I'm actually speechless on that one. We always say to our clients that a good CPA relationship is going to be your best ally going forward into wealth accumulation and wealth maintaining parts of your life. Going through life without a CPA is
scary.
That is hard to believe there.
Yeah.
That's hard to believe.
All right. How often do you review your financial plan or your investments? 25% said once a year, 31% said twice a year, 43% said more than twice a year, and none of them said more than a year. So everybody, all these millionaires, at least once a year, are consistently reviewing their financial plans and their investments. That's another thing. If you are working with us or you're working with another financial planner, it is not a one and done thing. It is very, very, very important to review that plan, make updates at least once a year.
Yeah, it says they're engaged with the process.
All right. Now this one was good. What type of investment accounts did you or do you have? 81% said they had some sort of company retirement plan, like a 401k or a simple IRA. 68% had investments outside in traditional IRAs. Half of everybody had Roth IRAs. 12% had beneficiary IRAs. And that's a beneficiary IRA. That could be you're married, your spouse passes away, now you've got a beneficiary IRA, or if you've got parents that passed away and left you an account, or if you've just got someone that leaves you an account, that's usually a beneficiary account. And then we've had, 18% had education accounts helping their kids for school.
Yeah, but by far, the largest one is the company retirement plans.
Yeah.
By far.
8
out of 10.
Yeah. Matter of fact, the highest three are all retirement accounts. 81% is the company plan. 68 is a traditional IRA, which is retirement. Roth IRA was 50%. which is retirement, and then you go down to the other ones, and it's, those aren't necessarily retirement. So a lot of investments. That's good. Did you have an employer-sponsored retirement plan? 87% said yes, and they participated. 37% said that they only participated to the match. And we had 12% say no.
I like that one answer in there is that it says, yes, we did have a retirement plan, but I did not participate.
Yep.
That's 0.
Yep, 0.
Yeah.
So basically, of the 55 people we talked about, or the 55 people we talked to, if their company had a plan, they participated in it. Yeah.
They were in it.
So this one, did your employer have an employer-sponsored retirement plan? No. They're probably the ones that were doing the traditional IRA and the Roth IRA and things like that. So, okay. Did you or do you have life insurance? If so, what kind of policy do you have? I love this. We've got, let me see right here. Term insurance, one whole life, term insurance. No, I don't have any dependents that need my income. Term insurance. No, I don't have any dependents that need it. A small policy that they transferred from work, and funeral insurance. I love that because of all the answers we got. There was only one of them that was a whole life. Insurance serves its purpose, and we can get into this another day. By and large, we're typically recommending people get term insurance because it's more cost effective than permanent life insurance. And if you plan correctly, you don't need life insurance for 70 years. You just need it up until the point where if something happens to you, your spouse, your dependents, there's enough there that they can be taken care of. So,
yep, you need it up until you don't need it.
That's right. What was the single worst financial decision you ever made? All right, there's a real funny question, funny answer in here. Let me see.
Oh, back up. I just seen one.
Yeah.
No, back up right here.
Not buying Amazon, Microsoft, or AI stock. That's where is it?
Not buying Microsoft when PCs first became popular.
Yep.
Yeah, that rear view, that 2020 vision in the rear view mirror is always perfect.
Yeah. Not starting investing earlier. It's pretty simple. My parents told me as a teenager I had to establish credit to build up score. By age 22, I had vehicle loans, boat loans, and a tax lien.
Yeah,
that's pretty bad.
The boat was later repossessed. One says he picked the wrong financial advisor.
Yeah. So that hopefully he's not talking about us. So, not buying Amazon, Microsoft, AI. This is a great one. Helping out adult children, and you don't have to get on your soapbox for that. But this is a millionaire who has said their worst financial decision was helping out adult children. We have seen that time and time again. Not even from millionaires, just clients in general. Not being able to tell their kids no. I don't know. Buying a new car, paying too much on a car. I bought a house in an area nobody wants to live, Orangeburg, South Carolina.
They actually put that in there.
They did. Taking money out of my 401k, worst decision I ever made. Yep. Day trading and not talking to my advisor. So he didn't say that day trading was the worst decision. It was day trading without talking to your advisor. Important to know.
I can't believe that guy actually put Orangeburg in there.
Yeah. This is the question that I was liking. What was the single best financial decision you ever made? Very first answer, using the Templeton Group.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good answer. Yeah, that person's probably very well off.
Yeah, we can probably just stop now.
Yeah.
Financial Peace University. I've paid off $82,000 worth of debt in 14 months. Best decision I ever made was starting investing early, paying off my mortgage early, investing with Robert Templeton.
Aren't they kind?
Yeah, that's great. Investing in my 401k contributions. Financial Peace University. Bought farmland and started renting it out.
Oh, here's my favorite one right there.
Staying consistent and devoted to my investment plan.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Investing cash inheritance. So this is somebody who had a little bit from an inheritance. Investing cash inheritance and investing cash from timber sales. So this person apparently had wooded land that they were selling. Keeping my 401k invested. Turning my 401k account from an old employer to a financial advisor. Doing a rollover. That's good. Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. All right. What were some sacrifices or lifestyle changes you made to reach your goals? Financial Peace University.
Yeah.
Dave Ramsey's baby steps. Sold everything I could to get out of debt. This person's yelling at us. They just said, I don't buy new cars.
Okay, we hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Living within our means, no impulse spending, live a simple life, don't splurge on cars, don't splurge on vacation homes, don't keep up with the Joneses.
So they did the Leonard Skinner method there.
Be a simple kind of man,
Yeah, be a simple kind of man.
Buying cars, not eating out, working past age 65.
Not eating out. So you know that wasn't your mother's answer.
Oh, I like this one. From 95 to 97, I bought almost nothing except for food. I was very intense on paying off debt.
Damn.
So, yeah, few vacations, no smoking, no alcohol, and they didn't eat out frequently. Stuff like older cars, spend a lot of time at work, keeping a budget. So,
Yeah. Oh, look at there. My children didn't get all the latest fads and gimmicks.
there you go. It's fine to tell your kids no.
That's right. I remember you and your brother had to go to school barefooted.
Well, we did live in Orangeburg.
Yeah.
All right. What habits or strategies contributed to your success? Paying off credit cards. Be consistent in putting money away for retirement. This fella's yelling at us again.
Yeah.
Live on less than you make.
He must have been in a bad mood that day.
Or he was just real excited about it. One of the two.
Be. Yeah, it could be.
Sticking to a budget. Saving half my paycheck each week. This is definitely probably one of the people that was investing 20% or more of their income. Working with a financial advisor. Driving older vehicles. Pay my retirement account first. Don't buy anything but a house unless I can pay in full cash. Willpower. So again, the question was, what habits or strategies contributed to your success? Willpower. Stayed true to the plan and the goal. No obstacles allowed. Investment diversification. Budget. Keep cars longer. Stuff like that.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
We're at 45 minutes.
All right. We want to...
Yeah, I think we're at 45 minutes today. We have dumped a lot of data on you today about the millionaires around in the area. The ones who respond, the 55 or so who replied to our outreach. The thing I hope you picked up on this, and if you go back to last year to listen to that one, there are some common traits, even though we asked different questions this year. They stay true to their plan. They live within their means. They avoid impulse buying. They stay consistent. It's the thing that I had said earlier in this podcast, that anybody, especially in this country, anybody can become wealthy. Now, wealthy is not necessarily a millionaire. Wealthy is you're able to live comfortably. And when I say comfortably, I mean very comfortably for your standard of living.
Right.
Anybody can become wealthy in this country. In fact, it's actually very simple. Whenever you develop a process and you stay true to that process and you do not allow anything to move you off of that process, you make that the primary focus. It's not going to be a popular decision with you sometimes. It's not going to be a popular decision with family members at times. And it's not going to be a popular decision with folks who are trying to get you to go and do and get involved with things outside of that. But if you want to live in the future like nobody else is going to live in the future, then you've got to be different today. And again, when it comes to money, you know, you don't have to invest in a business. You don't have to go out so much and open up a self-employment thing and take a big risk with all of your capital. You can, and people are very successful with that. Mm-hmm. But for the average, everyday American, which is every last one of us, if you will follow a plan, and if you will stick to that plan, and if you determine what you need to do now to reach what you decide you want to reach later, if you decide what that is, you know what that is, and you understand the plan and you implement it, you'll get there. You will get there, but you've got to stick to it. And once you say yes, as Scripture says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Mm-hmm. Once you stick to it and you stay true to it, you're going to get there. Yep. And that's the good thing about it. When people say, I just can't, or the world's been unfair, well, you know, the world's unfair to every one of us. Mm-hmm. You get to put on your socks each morning. You get to decide which direction you're going to point your toes, and you get to decide what you're going to put in your mind. So it's up to you. Nobody owes you a thing, but this country has created the platform for you to be as wealthy as your heart desires.
Right.
So with that, Ryan, I'm not going to get on a soapbox today.
Gotcha.
I mean it. I'm not. I will reserve that for next time.
This is part 2 of the Templeton Group's 2025 Millionaire Annual Survey. We are putting parts 1 and 2 together, so this is going to be a lengthy episode, but let us know if you like the lengthier podcast or if you want us to be short and sweet and to the point, because we can do that. Good. All right, so moving on from where we left off. So switching gears here a little bit, we're going to be going towards the vein of, generosity and faith and things of that nature. So of the millionaires that we interviewed, we asked them, are you philanthropic?
Ooh.
Philanthropic?
Is that how you say that?
Philanthropy? Philanthropic?
Philanthropy.
Philanthropic.
Philanthropic. Is that right?
Thropic.
Thropic.
There's an H right there.
Philanthropic.
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 There you go.
I don't use that word a lot. Philanthropic.
So, are you philanthropic? If so, what types of charities or nonprofits do you
philanthropic?
Do you give to? So we had church, Tunnels to Towers, Lighthouse for Life,
Wow.
church.
Is that the 5K, you think?
Yeah,
Lighthouse
the Tunnels
for
to
Life?
Tower.
Yeah, and Lighthouse for Life.
I don't know about Lighthouse for Life, but the Tunnels to Towers is the 9/11
Okay.
5K. I think it's 5K.
All right.
Church, religious organizations, church. Somebody gives money to college. Compassion International, the church.
The homeless church.
The homeless church.
Okay.
Christian organizations, church, and then Harvest Hope Food Bank, and missionaries, disaster relief, church, mental health ministries, and we only had one person say no.
No.
Every single one of the ones we interviewed said that they do some sort of generosity giving, except the one.
I wonder, they probably don't have children.
Maybe.
Yeah, because, children is philanthropy.
I don't know. I don't think you get a tax credit or a tax benefit for giving to your kids.
Yeah, I remind myself of that very often.
All right. How important was faith in your journey? So we've got extremely. I would have never taken the class had church not offered it, so I'm assuming that's one of the financial peace universities.
So that question that you're putting there, how important was faith in your journey? Mm-hmm. Does that mean biblical principles as you accumulate money, or does that mean biblical ethics? What exactly is that asking?
Well, that was the exact question we asked. So how important was your faith? So I guess it would depend on how they interpreted it.
Yeah. I have faith I'm going to be able to make money.
Maybe.
I have faith that
I was assuming it's faith in a higher power.
Oh. Okay.
But
like the Illuminati.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Look, somebody even put the Illuminati. No, I'm just kidding.
Really?
No.
Okay.
So, all right. So somebody said faith was extremely important. They would have never taken the class if the church didn't offer it. It's the most important thing, extremely important, very important, not important. So this person didn't say that there was.
I wonder if that's the same person that said no to philanthropy.
Very, very important, very, 100%. Somebody said that they've been Lutheran their whole lives. I don't know if that's a yes or a no.
That really doesn't tell us that, you're right.
Hey, has faith played a part? We're Lutheran.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Oh, goodness. That's fun. All right. Now, I like this one. So we had a couple of millionaires that say, hey, no, we didn't have a lot of faith, or faith wasn't a big part, or no, we're not philanthropic. But the next one we asked was, do you regularly engage in prayer or quiet time? 100% of them said that they do.
Even the person who said no a while ago?
Yeah. So I'm wondering if he's thinking,
how that works.
the person that said no, I wonder if it was something along the lines of, hey, I don't really need faith to make sure I'm getting the plan, right? Like I'll just do the basics and do the steps and not worry about. I don't know.
Well, then who are they praying to?
That's a
Tree?
good question. Yeah, maybe
The grass?
the Illuminati.
The Illuminati? Yeah, the billfolder in their pocket?
Yeah,
what?
I don't know,
How does that work?
but they all said yes. That's fun.
Huh.
All right. Has your spiritual beliefs affected your approach to investing or wealth management? Yep. This person's saying that they want to be a good steward, not waste what God gave them. Yes, I still believe that Proverbs provides a great daily read for finding financial guidance. I'm glad that somebody put that in there. All financial wisdom ultimately comes from biblical wisdom. So I'm glad that somebody put that in there. If your faith comes first, everything else falls in place. Let's see.
Well, I don't know if that's true because I had faith in the Detroit Lions this year. They did not make it.
Maybe that's who that person was paying to was Dan Campbell.
It might have been. But I did have faith in Detroit Lions this year, and they fell short.
Yeah. So we had a couple of people say no, that faith didn't affect any of their investing or their wealth management, but we've had quite a few of them are saying yes. We like to think so. We invest in ethical organizations, things like that. So that's good. That's good. All right. So one of the things that we've talked about before is, trying to plan ahead for the future and generate wealth without sacrificing your today. Mm-hmm. So one of the questions we asked was, how do you maintain a balance between wealth accumulation and contentment in your life?
Wow. Seems like somebody ought to write a book about that.
All right, budgeting. So somebody said, so far not much of a balance, but that's about to change. Somebody said, we have everything we need. Another person says, keeping the end goal in mind.
I don't think some of these answers, I don't think the question was rightly understood.
You think so?
Yeah, because one person says, how do you maintain a balance? Well, then again, I don't know. Maybe.
This person says, I play golf and enjoy baseball and football at my church. And my church and family.
Okay.
Good for you. That's a good way to enjoy it.
What was the question?
It is, how do you maintain a balance between wealth accumulation and contentment in your life?
Yeah, that's pretty good. So
I think you're right, Robert. Some people were struggling with their answer.
yeah, I think
That's fair.
so. Yeah,
That's fair.
So-
Well, this was the 31st answer. There could have been some mental fatigue going on at this point.
probably. I like this one here. Try to lead a simple life. I bet they are Leonard Skinner fans.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Go back to the previous answer. My lifestyle is easily afforded with my income, so I have not had to make hard choices about balance.
That's good. Oh,
that must
goodness.
be nice. That's got to be the rarest of answers for that one. Yeah, I've got all I need.
Yeah. So this person, I like this one. Remember to reward myself occasionally by traveling. So that's good. Life's getting crazy. Go get a plane somewhere. So my wife and I do not want to be Elon Musk. We just want to live comfortably in our golden years.
Well, certainly not both of them being Elon Musk. Maybe one of them.
Yeah.
But both of them were Elon Musk. That would be kind of weird.
Oh, man. So this person said, still working on being able to spend. It's always been a struggle. So that's somebody
That's a miser.
yeah, that's somebody who's saved up some money, and it's like, I don't want to.
Let me introduce you to Linda.
She'll help you spend it.
Yeah. Linda will show you the way.
All right. How do you balance time between work, family, personal life?
Work, family, personal life.
This person said that I'm retired, so it's easy to do that.
Okay.
Let's see. It's tough at times, but we always try to be mindful, and everything seems to fall in place. I like this one. Set priorities and limits. So how do you balance time between work, family, and personal life? They set priorities and they set limits.
That's a conscious.
Yep.
That's a conscious thing.
That's
there.
especially for people in sales, or they own their own business or anything like that. There's always more work to be done, right? You can always do more. So that's good. Another person said, I'm retired and I do what my health allows me to do. So this was an honest answer. They said, hey, I'm spending too much time at work. Not a good balance.
Not a good balance.
So, oh man. So this person said that family comes first, and their employer is very awesome about their family commitments. So I'm assuming that that's somebody who's, got a generous vacation time or something like that.
Thinking they could have maybe submitted their employer's name, and we could have put this on the podcast and promoted them, and they would have had a lot of people coming there trying to get employment.
Don't overcommit in any area, whether that be, work, play, family, whatever it is. So again, I'm retired now, so all the time is family and personal. Good for that person. They made it. All right. Horribly, I work too much.
Yes. Okay.
Good. Oh.
So basically, all of these folks are there's a commonality between them, but out on the fringes, there are still some folks who are not very good at this work-life balance.
And we want it that way, because if all the answers were the same, this would be a pretty boring podcast.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you think you want that magic golden road that you follow, and you don't want these little side paths where everybody's gone off to the side and perhaps got lost in the wilderness. So
that's fair. But if everybody was on that golden path, we wouldn't have got the answer. We've been Lutheran our whole life.
Well, that's true too. I wonder what that. We have to do some research. Do Lutherans give money, or how does that work?
I don't know.
That's an interesting answer.
Oh. All right, moving on. Has your investment strategy changed over the years? Yes. Robert helped us be a bit more aggressive when I was employed. Good job, Dad.
When I was employed. So let me see who that was, because that's somebody who is retired now. Okay.
This person said no, they didn't change their investment allocation or risk tolerance. They kept my foot on the gas. They've had all their money in the S&P, and it has always come out ahead. That's what they said.
Per what they said, yes.
Yep,
It's always come out ahead.
This person said, no, not really. We didn't change anything. Another person said, no, we really didn't change it. No. This person said, yes, the older they got, they just invested more. That's, goes hand in hand with people, as your working career, the older you get, you're making more money. I still hasn't changed. I still max out my 401k, which is about 20% of my income. All right, this person said that they're more conservative than before. We've got no, we didn't change anything. Yes, now it's more conservative, not growth-oriented. My favorite, ask Robert. That's
we
good.
don't know who you are.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, did you change this person's investments? That's the question.
I don't know. I don't know if I did or not.
That's good.
Again, I don't know who you are. These are anonymous surveys.
Yeah, right. Oh man. No, that's good. So yeah, so I mean, we've got it kind of all over the place. Yes, they changed it. As the older they've gotten, they did it more conservative. Or no, hey, we just kept our foot on the gas, and we might change it later. So, all right, if you had to start over today, what would you do differently, or what would you do the same?
Oh, this ought to be good.
Yeah, so we've got somebody said invest sooner and stay out of debt. Invest sooner, that's the word I was trying to say, and not accumulate debt. This person said I would have started 10 years earlier. This person, I'd take the same path. They wouldn't change anything. Invest earlier, invest more, invested more in emerging companies like Microsoft. Boy, hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah, so how would you know that?
Hindsight is 20/20. That's, if you could do it. Let's see, invest more earlier. I would not have bought that first car. I wonder what car that was.
Yeah.
So they said I would not have bought that first car. I'd start investing a little sooner. I would begin saving money more early. All right, this one's neat. Make more investments that provide dividends to cover monthly expenses.
Wow.
Instead of, I guess,
Then or
buying a-
now? That has to be for now. That couldn't have been for then. Yeah. He did it his way.
I would try to stand my ground more with my husband when he gets these bare financial ideas.
Bear? B-A-R-E. When he gets... I would try to stand my ground more when with my husband when he gets these bare financial ideas.
I'm guessing he's not made some great choices. And she would have.
And she just threw him out over the bus.
Hey, but we don't know who it is, so it's fine. Yeah. Oh, man. Save earlier. Don't stop saving. Set it up on an auto draft.
Yeah. So the most consistent response in that one was
starting earlier.
Starting early. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you had to start over, what would you do differently? Almost every one of them said start earlier.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I told your mama one time when I was trying to get on her good side, I said if I could go back in time and change one thing, it would have been that I would have met you sooner so I could love you longer.
Oh
my gosh.
Good.
Yeah.
She eat that up?
Out of my hand. I mean, it was, I hope she doesn't hear this podcast.
Oh, that's good.
But it was out of my hand.
That's good. I'm going to try that on Alexia. Alexia will listen to this, so she'll hear that. All right. How do you view debt? Did you use leverage to build wealth, or did you avoid debt altogether? Somebody said they stayed away from debt because debt limits investment opportunities. This person said the only time they leveraged was for real estate. Avoid debt. Avoid debt. Avoid debt. Avoid debt. Pay off the home early. Avoid debt. No leverage. Avoid debt. This person said, I hate debt. I did not use debt to build my wealth. Resounding. Avoid it like the plague. Was out of debt. Long. Let's see. I don't know what I was trying to say.
I can't make that sentence out.
But a lot of
that
a lot
one
of
really has
avoid,
got mental fatigue in that answer.
Avoid debt. That one's good. I mean,
like that. How do you view debt?
Avoid it. Avoid it. That one person said avoid it like the debt, like the plague. So that's cool. All right. Do you plan to leave a financial inheritance to your heirs?
No.
I know that if you answered this, the answer is going to be no. We're going to have one no answer, and it's going to be yours. All right. So we had 53% of the people we asked said that, yes, they were leaving everything to their heirs. And then we had 46% say yes, but only part of it. So I'm assuming that might be some of those people that are philanthropic and they want to leave some to their church or their,
Could be.
those organizations. Or they might just want to spend all of it.
So it says 0 says I'm spending every dime.
Yep. Not a single person. So you must not have answered that
So
one.
I got my
Yeah.
answers.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, so apparently everybody wants to leave at least some to their heirs. So that's good. All right. Do you have an emergency fund? How did you determine what was enough for the emergency fund? Yes, we've got one we save every month. This person wanted to do a 6-month emergency fund. Another person, 3 to 6 months, 3 to 6 months. Yes, the Dave Ramsey steps recommend 3 to 6, 6, a lot. And then if we come up here, this person just said, I picked 100,000
For the emergency
for
fund.
the emergency fund. It's sticking 100 grand away.
We might need to do a re-education about what an emergency fund is. We're talking about things like a tire for the car or the hot water heater goes out. Yeah, the HVAC unit goes bad. I mean, if there's a $100,000 emergency, I'd be afraid to see that emergency. Yes. Go back up to one of those answers I saw a while ago. I want to see. My goal was 6 months. Reality has played out that when you have an emergency fund,
they really don't happen as
often. They really
often.
didn't happen as often as you do when you are broke. That right there is gold.
What is it? It's Murphy's Law. If something bad can happen, it will. So,
and if you're prepared for it,
it won't happen.
It's not so much of an issue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's good. We do have a cash reserve. No calculation. This just seemed like a comfortable number. And then 6 months again. So we didn't have a single person that said no in all of these answers. We've just got 3 to 6 months, or I just picked a number. So,
but the common thing is they all have the emergency fund.
All right. How do you stay disciplined once you have achieved so much wealth?
Tell no one.
That's right.
Yeah.
This person says budget. Budget never goes away. So regardless of how much money you got, you're always going to have to budget. This person says, I still try to live well below my means. This person says, keep long-term goals in mind. I like that answer because a lot of people, especially when it comes to planning for the future and retirement and stuff, a lot of the times it seems like retirement is like the end mark. That's what we're shooting for. But realistically, people live 20, 30, 40 years in retirement. So you can retire and still have these long-term goals. So that's good. We have always lived a conservative life. Grew up in a conservative family.
Yeah, I'd leave that last part off. I wouldn't read that part. I mean, we'll leave that last part off. I feel sad.
Continuing to live a simple life. I live pretty simple. I stay with my long-term goals. Keeping the end goal in mind and being intentional. Let's see. Yeah, so we got quite a few of those answers. How do you stay disciplined once you have so much wealth? A lot of people are saying budget, living below their means, keeping the end goals in mind, staying with your goals. That's good.
Yeah. In other words, they have said that once you arrive, you're still arriving. Yes.
All right. What percentage of your income do you live on?
Wow. This ought to be interesting.
This person says 60%, 30%, 80%, 50%, 10%, so on and so forth. Not a single person said 100% or more.
That's why they're able to save that money.
That's right. And that's so we've got a couple of people in here that they said that they live off of 80% of their income, but they're still millionaires. So you don't have to be a miser and live off of 10, 15, 20%. You can still have a nice, comfortable spending amount and still be at the 7-figure mark. So, all right. In your opinion, can you reach millionaire status by accident or just with luck? No. You have to have a plan and an advisor to get you there. I like how they put that in there, and an advisor to get you there. So
Wise counsel.
only if you win the lottery. That's the only way it'll happen. So this person
But
said,
it says it's not a good strategy in their opinion.
it's not a good strategy. This person says, nope, can't do it on accident. Nope, can't do it on accident. Two other people said the lottery. Let's see. No. I think it's a combination of smart decisions and good fortune, hard work and sacrifices, and then a bunch more no's. That's good.
Yeah, so it's not going to fall out the sky on you.
No, you got to, unless, again, it's the Millionaire, right? Or the lottery. Then you're good.
Well, I'm going to go play that today.
There you go.
I'm going to get my million by this afternoon.
Scott, you going to go buy a lottery ticket today?
Let's do it. We'll split it.
Yeah,
That's what they always say.
yeah. We'll never see Scott
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Do you have any resources you would recommend to someone who is trying to reach millionaire status? This person said, get a reputable financial advisor who is Christ-centered. Take an FPU class, that's Financial Peace University. Try to understand what you're invested in. So this person's, doing a little bit more due diligence than the average person. Dave Ramsey, I recommend the Templeton Group.
That's nice.
That's nice. I like
Must be the
that.
one we paid.
Yeah, right.
One of them says, nope, got nothing.
Do you have any resources? Nope, I do not. So this person again says, Dave Ramsey, financial section of the bookstore. They didn't say anything in particular. Just go and read and implement. There you go. Dave Ramsey, FPU, Dave Ramsey. A lot of these people are saying Dave Ramsey, and it makes sense because a lot of these millionaires, either they're living on less than 100% of their income. They keep talking about a budget, living below their means and stuff like that. And that's all, Dave Ramsey talks about is, making a budget, sticking with the budget, living under your means. So makes sense.
Well, now, he also insults Bank of America and American Express. He
does do
goes
that.
after them guys pretty hard. So let's not leave that piece out.
He's not a fan of credit cards.
I like to listen to him when he starts ranting.
Every time I listen to Dave, great stuff. But like as I'm driving in the truck, and he's like, some person comes on and they're like, I've got $40,000 in credit card debt and $120,000 in student loans. And he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm a waitress. And he's like, you're an idiot. You're stupid. I'm like, I am so uncomfortable just listening to this. Makes me want to crawl under a rock.
Get 'em, Dave.
Oh, my goodness. All right. What is the one piece of advice you would give to someone who is trying to reach millionaire status? Start early. Buy the very best car you can for cash. Put your investing on autopilot. We've talked about that numerous times. That's like the 401k. You just set it and forget it. Live within your means. Invest as much as possible. Set a goal to save up so much every single week and catch up when that goal is possible. That's good. Be conservative with your spending, budgeting, make investments automatic. Change your influences. That's good. You become who you affiliate with.
Wow.
Stop eating out. Do things for yourself. Mow your own lawn.
Wow. I think that one's trying to talk to somebody.
That's good. Stop eating out. Do things for yourself. Mow your own lawn.
Yeah, go cut your grass.
That's good. Yeah, no. Change your influences. You become who you affiliate with. That's great. Your circle start to rub off on you. Get out of debt and save more than you spend. When you can, aggressively pay off your debt. Save as much as you can. Tithe first, save second, live on the rest. That's good. Again, a lot of saving, investing early, staying out of debt. A lot of stuff. Okay. All right. And then our final question for the 2025 Annual Millionaire Survey. What legacy do you want to leave your family in both terms of values and finances? So we got a couple answers we want to go over with you guys. We plan to leave what is left when we pass from this earth to our children. Hopefully my family will learn the value of handling money correctly. The last thing I want to do is leave them a bunch of money and they don't have good fiscal habits already established. Money would make it worse. If you won't take care of your mobile home, you won't take care of your mansion.
Man,
That's good. That's good. That's good.
we need to find out who that is and hire them.
Yeah. Work hard, be passionate about what you're doing, live on less than you make, and if all your friends or family have nicer things and newer, they're probably in debt. Probably in debt and need a snorkel. There you go.
Huh.
So, let's see. Biblical values on finances and biblical values. Let's see. I have brothers, nieces, and nephews. It would be nice to leave them something, but the goal of my investing is my retirement and old age, not to leave them anything. That's good.
Tell us how you feel.
That's good. Yeah. Life is more than money, but money can help life be easier. This person just said buy farmland.
Yeah.
That's okay. Honesty and integrity, be generous yet frugal. Faith and financial responsibility. We want our family to know we love them and hope the money we leave them will be the foundation for their retirement someday. Okay.
And that was the legacy question?
Yep. So the original question was, what legacy do you want to leave your family in terms of values and finances? So, we want to leave some to our kids. We want to leave biblical values to our kids. We want to leave the inheritance.
I like that answer that you had there about the if they won't take care of their mobile home,
Take care
they
of your
won't
mansion.
take care of our mansion.
That's good. That's good. This person, I didn't understand this until I went through it the second time. This person wants to leave no debt to their kids. So, that's very thoughtful of them, not strapping them with any debt or anything like that. So that's good. So, all right. And so that has been the 2025 Annual Millionaire Survey conducted by the Templeton Group. If you guys are looking at trying to put a plan together and trying to reach that millionaire status, reach out to us. Feel free to give us a call. Let's get something set up and make a plan and start working at it. And, maybe we'll be interviewing you for the survey one day.
That's true. And if for the 2026 Annual Millionaire Survey, if there's a question you would like to ask or have asked, just send us the question. We'll put it in the hopper, and if we pull it, that'll be one of the questions, and we might even get you on air to ask the question yourself and go from there.
So we can do that. So you guys stay tuned. And again, please let us know if you like the longer episode, if you want to keep it that way, or if you want us to shorten it up a little bit. But with that, this has been another one of the My Father Said podcasts. I'm Ryan.
And we're going to find out what that We Are Lutherans thing means. And I'm Robert. I'm his dad.
We'll see you next time.
The opinions voiced in this video are for general information only and are not specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance reference is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Economic forecasts set forth may not develop as predicted, and there can be no guarantee that strategies promoted will be successful.